It's finally time for part 3 to the series, and I'm going over 7 languages that begin with C. During the time I was gone, I made this interesting tool to help explain what I'm teaching. If you have not seen the first 2 parts, check them out on my channel page or by clicking the card. Okay, let's begin. The first language is Catalan. Catalan is an Indo-European and Romance language with 4.1 million speakers. It is spoken in Catalonia, Andorra, and the Valencian community in Spain. It was the historical language of the Kingdom of Aragon, but since Aragon joined Castile to form Spain in 1469, Catalan has remained a minority language in Spain. It is very similar to its sister language of Castilian Spanish. The 2 languages have a lexical similarity of 85% in writing, and just like Spanish, Castilian uses the Latin writing system. As well as the 4 million people who speak it natively, there are another 6 million people who speak it as a second language. Next is Cebuano. Cebuano is an Austronesian and Malayo-Polynesian language with 15.9 million speakers. It is spoken in the southern Philippines, but has a sizable diaspora outside the country. It has some Spanish influence because of the Spanish colonization in the 1500s. Similarly to Spanish, it uses the Latin writing system that was brought by its colonizers. Next is Chewa. Chewa, sometimes called Chichewa, is a Niger-Congo and Bantu language, spoken by 12 million people as of 2007. It is spoken in Malawi and the region surrounding it in Mozambique, Zambia, and Zimbabwe. It has 2 writing systems that are commonly used, being the Latin-based Chewa's alphabet and the abugida known as Mwangwiko. Next is Chinese, the most spoken language in the world by native speakers. The definition of what counts as Chinese depends on who you ask. Chinese is by nature Sino-Tibetan and Sinitic, but Chinese can either refer to the Mandarin Chinese language or any Sinitic language in this category. Mandarin has a staggering 918 million speakers, and all of the Sinitic languages have about 1.3 billion speakers. Mandarin is spoken in the urban areas of the northeast, while the southeast has more diversity with languages like Wu, Ye, or Minnan. Chinese generally uses a logographic system of individual characters that represent ideas. Sometimes for typing or for transliteration they use a form of the Latin system called pinyin, which can be useful for learners. Next is Corsican, the first language of Napoleon. Corsican is an Indo-European and Romance language spoken by just a measly 125,000. It is spoken in the island of Corsica with some speakers in Sardinia, although only 14% of Corsican people said they could speak the language quite well. Corsican is being displaced by the more useful French language. Corsican uses the Latin writing system much like the other European languages nearby. Next is Croatian. If you watched my video on the B languages, you know that Croatian, just like Bosnian, is more similar to a dialect than a language. It is very similar to the other languages that are so-called Serbo-Croatian languages. This Serbo-Croatian language is an Indo-European and Slavic language in the former Yugoslavia, with the exception of Slovenia, Kosovo, and North Macedonia. The Serbo-Croatian language is spoken by 21 million people, and Croatian specifically is spoken by around 4 million people. Some speakers use the Cyrillic script, but others use a variety of the Latin script known as Gai. I won't be covering the other Serbo-Croatian languages in my other videos because I've already talked about them 2 times. Finally is Czech, which uses too many diacritics. Czech is a Indo-European and Slavic language that is similar to Polish and Slovak because all 3 are Western Slavic languages. Czech is spoken by around 10.7 million people, almost entirely in the Czech Republic, but also parts of Poland. Unlike its eastern neighbors, Czech uses the Latin script in writing. And there we have the C languages. Come back next time to get the D and E languages in one video. Also, according to YouTube analytics, 90% of people who watch my videos are not subscribed to the channel, so it'd be great if you could show your support by pressing the subscribe button down below on your way out. You can always unsubscribe later if you feel the need.